Okay, Jasmine here with Out of the Box Homestead. I just wanted to give you guys a quick view of our top bar beehives. Basically, we used Beethinking's design, and then we made a few modifications that we thought were a little bit better for, well, a little bit better for our overall top bar design. But the two hives, let me grab the camera real quick here. You can see this is our bee yard. So that's what it looks like closed. This one's open. I've got bees in the first one already. So basically the lid is a hinge system that we liked a lot of the features about the hinge system. So we went ahead and put it in place. But we did a couple modifications on it. Let me just show you real quick. So probably the first modification you can see is that hinge right here. It's routed into the wood, so when you raise it and lower on the pin, it can come on and off just fine. If you want to take it off, you just scoot it forward and then you can lift off like, and then we routed this and it can lift off like a regular lid. However, we aren't going to use it like a regular lid. So the one thing that we did change was we routed, so slide back and then lift it up. We routed this to be a wider opening. We routed it straight and then we went ahead and rasped it out so that it's a wider opening, because when you push it back and forth like this, when it's just a straight edge, it's actually really hard to find those holes sometimes. So we made it wider so that it catches easier, and we now have a pretty easy system. With that lid also, what we did was let's go around to the back side of the hive. This is an addition from us as well. Put that lid down. This stopper board here, we added that so that when you do lift the hive lid, it catches on that stopper board. There you go. So it doesn't, the lid flops really far back. If you don't have a stopper board, it comes really far back and it makes the hive very top heavy. So let me go ahead and close that. Anyhow, so here's the front side of the hive. You guys can see there's the package we're about to install. But so we added 3 holes in the center here, 1 hole on each end, and then on the other side there's also these same holes on the other end. So their stand is a cradle system for the top bar. We like it for the bottom of it. We just like the cradle design. Anyhow, so what we did do, because top bars can blow over in the wind easy, we went ahead and did an anchoring system here. Christy Hemingway from Beethinking book is what she wrote, but also Gold Star Honeybees is who we ordered one of our packages from. But she suggests using a dog tie screw down, which we used there. It was good, but we wanted a better way to attach it, an easy lock system. So we, if you can see it under there, have a cabinet handle screwed to the base, and then a 1/16 inch wire, and then just tied those down, cinched them, and then we capped it with the little, what are those little caps called? I don't know what the caps are called, but keep it from fraying and cutting anybody. So that way when we move them, if we need to move them, they're easy to quick pull out, and they are secure. These hives are not going anywhere if you rock them, as I rock the lid to show you guys. Anyhow, so that is, let me throw the camera back on here, sorry guys. Alright, let me back this up. So that is the basic outside design. with the lid, regarding the lid, we did router this so that we have a lip to grab if you do want to. The other big alteration we did was the bottom. In Beethinking's design is just a open screen, and you can optional slide to shut it. We wanted a solid bottom because we're here in Iowa and it gets cold for the winters, so we designed a basically the screening on the bottom and then a solid board, and then this will close up, and that's on both ends. We have that so we can flip them out both open for, like, if we want to aerate it, if we're having problems with moisture issues, then we can let it blow through with the air. But okay, so the other design, we didn't really change this. We did go with thicker glass, but this is Beethinking's design for a window, so you can see into the hive. Sorry, I'm all over the place now. So here's the hive. You can see inside, and we'll be able to see when they get going. But this is where the feeders are, so we can check on the liquid levels in our feeders when we get going here. But I don't need to check that in this one, obviously, since it's empty. So, alright. So now we're going to take a little closer look on the inside of the hive. Immediately you notice our top bars are pretty traditional, except for the couple screw holes in the top. That is a peg system we'll be using to keep track of which bars have comb versus honey, and for broodstock and whatnot. So 1 peg, 2 peg. I'll show you that in another video later on in the season. Traditional top bars, just with the pyramid on the bottom. We're not starting it with any honey, with any wax tips. We think natural, just letting them go right on it will be good enough. So yeah, so if we take a look at the inside, let's just move. Inside of the hive there, hopefully you guys can see that. So we use the 1/8 inch mesh screening material for the inside. We have all the holes corked up except for the one entrance that these guys will be using. Our follower feeder boards, I'm sorry, we have 2 follower boards on this. This one also doubles as a feeder board. We screwed 2 holes into this. We have extra corks for this when we don't need it. So we can just move that follower board. And then on the inside, let me move that so you guys can see, that just will house the mason jars flipped upside down. My husband is filling up those mason jars now, so they're not out here to show you, but mason jars with the thumbtack hole like Chandler does in his videos. And then we had to make 1 spacer bar to make it seal up here. But so a feeder, when the feeder's in place, you need 2 boards, and then our follower board. And then, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave these up and not in because we're about to install a package here. But yeah, so we went ahead and used glass, and we drilled our glass, and we found that 6 holes was more than adequate for the screws going through those to hold on the glass. So yeah, next we'll just load in the bees, and I'll make another video about that so that you guys can, I know several people are wanting to watch our install to see how it goes. So yeah, that's our hive. That's our top bar hive. So it's Beethinking with some modifications, and we're using Chandler's feeding system with the drop down, with the mason jars just flip down. I guess you guys could probably want to see that, so I can open up the other hive and show you guys. Let me